thank you for coming back. I remember last time we had a fun time. I'm a big fan of your music and the style.
Thank you.
I like having the opportunity to play on top of that stuff and in my own version of call and response. You know.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, different, a lot of different scales and things too. It sounds good.
Oh, well, thank you. We're also in a very complimentary, well, you're tuned a whole step down, I'm in standard tuning. That's always a fun audio chemistry there. You know, the string tensions are different, you know. I mean, imagine if I was in the same tuning, it would probably, you know, sound cleaner, more pristine to be in the same tuning. But I like that, and I think that complements the blues style. It's more grease.
Yeah, you know, I just did it because James does in that tuning. I realized I had the same range, so I dropped it down. And plus my voice has dropped in the last
since the last time we hung out.
No, I was in D last time too.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, you know, I could have sworn that last time you were here was standard tuning with a drop D.
No, it was the same thing last time I did. Yeah.
Okay, but I remember
you might have played it. You might have
dropped.
done a drop D, but
Okay.
I've always been a whole step.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So that means the other guitar player. Who's the other guitar player in your band? He was really nice.
Rene Escamilla.
Rene Escamilla, how are you, buddy? I like your tone and I liked your playing. It was really fun to hang out with that night.
Yeah, he's an amazing guitar player. Yeah, very lucky to have him.
Right on, and
He's
he
amazing.
obviously is tuned a whole step down.
No, he tunes to E. He tunes standard. Yeah.
Okay, so again,
Yeah.
You're used to that, the way that sounds.
Yeah.
With the second guitar and.
Well, yeah, this is the first time I've had a second guitarist in a band in a while.
I put this footstool here for you just in case.
Oh, okay.
Do you like using those?
Sure.
You can just sit there and pose and work on your.
Shows off the shoes now.
Yeah.
You know your shoes are really sick. Can we? Is there a way we can zoom in on these?
They are flash shoes.
Put maybe.
Are they fast? They look fast.
They make me fast.
Run faster, jump higher.
Those are cool.
Wasn't that the things like, well,
PF flag.
date myself. Remember Zips?
Oh, I remember Zips. Zips were cool. Didn't Zips like weren't they promoting like a checker graphic, or was there a zipper?
I think no, the Zips were like with just like a lightning bolt. They're so
That was
fast.
yeah. I remember the like, oh, I need those shoes. They have a lightning bolt on them.
Yeah.
So Zips, okay. And then Vans, the checkerboard of Vans is their thing.
Spicolis.
These are cool. Where did you find these? Online?
No, actually, what happened was
Those are
on
all-stars.
Yeah, on my honeymoon, we were in Hawaii, and they happened to release like a series of shoes like Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, like all the Justice League folks, and we were down there, and I splurged on some shoes. Yeah, I've had these for a couple of years now because I don't wear them very much.
Well, they look very clean to me.
Yeah, I don't wear them.
Those are
very
my
often.
like favorite.
Can I get my? You guys didn't get that one? He said he splurged. He spooged on his shoes, and I said they look quite clean to me. So that flew over all y'all's
It
heads.
did.
It did nice.
Yeah. It was that smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Converse like 1-stars or all-stars are like my favorite like show shoes because I use the pedals, so it's easier to get like shorter tips, you know, so you can kind of get in there and change.
There's another pun for you.
Well, it could be if you.
Well, I usually
It's
use.
too easy. You're just serving them up.
Yeah, it's.
I usually just use dress shoes. I used to use creepers, but I would like jump around and like almost fall over.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the tall shoes.
Just jumping like, oh no.
Yeah.
You did the Pee Wee Herman.
But you look tall.
Almost.
You're like, hey,
I
you
look
know,
tall.
Your license says 5'8", but you were 5'9" that night.
5'8.5". It's debatable 5'9".
I've been told 7 1/4 into the sheets.
7.
Oh, thank you.
Man.
So, that was good. Man, you got like a whole triplet underneath that. It was good. Yeah. So, Patrick Henry alumni in the room.
Right, yeah. About
Cheers
that.
to you.
In the neighborhood. Yeah, cheers. Can appreciate that. Always fun, you know. Always fun to see familiar faces floating around.
How do you feel on the John Muzio drum set?
I can appreciate it. Having played several other kits, you know, the hard rubber padded ones like that, and then you got the tight mesh. I feel like they've got the tension right with these.
Would you mind playing a little for us, just so the audience can just hear the quality of the John Muzio? Now, when you're home later listening to this, you'll hear this in stereo, and it's quite bombastic. Dave's worked out a rad mix. It's that sounded rad.
I can appreciate it. I like the cymbals too. I can see myself doing this for the apartment setup.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Well, John likes hearing that. I'm
Right?
sure you guys are gotta be in touch then, and we can work some stuff out for you.
Absolutely.
Are you on social media?
Yeah.
Do you like social media?
I can appreciate it for what it's worth. It's kind of like the necessary evil, especially being a musician, marketing yourself now. There's good ways that you can do the platform like the right way and get yourself out, and you know you can get likes for pennies to the dollar. And
Are you talking about specifically posting on Facebook?
just anything in general. But
Just anything
yeah,
in general?
Yeah, just
Do you-
just ad campaigns and anything. Yeah. It
Do you
works out.
depend on S. Mathias here to promote quite a bit on the old social media?
For the Honeycombs, yeah, Scott kind of forefronts a lot of that band, you know, because for me too, I take up my own like production side because I've got Bad Coast Productions kind of in the works and doing that recording stuff, which I get to help a lot. Honestly, he's been one of my bigger portfolio contributors. So
Oh, that's great. So you have a studio.
I work out of my apartment right now. I run a PreSonus, the 16 channel with the 4 sends. Kind of with the studio live, that's what it is. Yeah.
How are you
I
feeling
appreciate
about
it.
the recording quality of that?
Oh, it sounds really good. We've probably gonna come out with some kind of Honeycombs release this year. So
And the
yeah, it
Honeycombs
sounds
is a
really
different
I like
band?
that name.
it's the band that we play live shows with, but I just don't record everything with them.
So the night I saw you guys was a Honeycombs gig.
Yeah, it's a Honeycombs,
almost
yeah.
everything I play with the band is a Honeycombs.
I see.
I mean, yeah. me
And when you're solo, it's S.
when
Mathias.
when it's just me
Thanos'
by myself.
cousin.
Yes,
Yeah.
baby brother.
Do you,
We
paint-
both have the same haircut. That's the main thing.
do you pen pal with Josh Brolin?
I wish that'd be sweet. I would just ask him questions about Goonies.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Yeah.
So when you were shooting that scene in the well, just about Goonies. I don't know.
I
It
like
is a
them.
fantastic film.
It is a great.
is-
to
it
this
is-
day, it's still
Goonies?
entertaining.
We watched
I
it.
love
watched it.
Goonies.
Goonies
Yeah,
is great.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
One-eyed
I cover my
Willie.
chin with it.
Slick shoes.
Yeah.
No, this is fun. You having
But
fun?
yeah, it's S. Mathias and Honeycombs, and then if I'm ever just alone, then it's just me.
Do you? Is Honeycombs your cereal breakfast choice? Like, is
It's
that,
good. I enjoy it. I find I like, as I've gotten older, I appreciate Cheerios a lot more.
that seems like such
And
a
Frosted Flakes are
we-
very good.
We
Why
may,
did-
we may have to thank them for borrowing their logo once or twice for a flyer.
Yeah.
We didn't do that.
No,
No, not at all. I
You
don't know what
didn't
you're
hear
talking
that
about.
here.
That's-
I didn't.
no,
we
we
didn't
didn't
say
say anything.
that, right?
That's funny.
Copyright people.
Was that the wind?
Yeah, that
Or
was
something.
some kind of wind, yeah.
By the way, that's a great cover. We're gonna do that by Patrick Swayze. She's like the wind
Good one.
through the tree. Right?
Classic lyrics.
That's from Roadhouse? No, it's from Dirty Dancing.
That's
I'm just
Dirty
kidding, because everyone say Clanton Roadhouse.
Yeah.
He plays a bouncer. There it was. There was
Yeah,
my
you
rim shot.
Arguably a better film.
Sam
Oh, Roadhouse?
Elliott.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I love
Leave-
Sam Elliott.
Oh, Sam Elliott's
Yeah.
great. With his big stash and the baritone voice.
What we got.
Yeah, man.
You know,
One of
I
my
was,
heroes.
I was sort of thinking about earlier how it's going to be just normal and kind of fun to weigh in on movies, and I know that you're a big fan of, the Endgame franchise,
The MCU, yeah.
the MCU.
And I'm wearing all Justice League stuff today, though.
Are you really? What kind of shirt? Well, you got a
Oh,
Superman
there you
shirt
go.
on.
Oh, I got the Flash shoes. I do.
So do you wear the button up just in case you can rip
Just in
it
case there's
open?
danger, so I can just pull it open and just run into a phone
away
booth
from
and
it.
call the police.
That's rad.
Yeah.
I have a. You want to do like a quick, maybe 28 measures for Ben Affleck, real quick?
It's not Ben
That's
Affleck,
Adam
it's-
West,
yeah,
baby.
That's
That's
Adam. But it's who is it now? It's freaking Rob Pattinson.
Is he official?
I
Official?
think that's what they said.
Yeah,
I
they were
don't know.
saying it's going to be. Yeah. They said that he's going to be the new one.
Wow.
Twilight
Wow.
of Twilight fame.
Never seen those movies.
Yeah, I'm not a
either.
12-year-old girl either, so I didn't read the books.
Yeah.
Oh, I read the books.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I knew the movies. I knew the movies couldn't live up, so I was like, nah. I'm not
I
gonna
tried
check
to read
those
the
out.
books, and I was like,
No, I didn't.
So
Yeah,
let's
I
let's
couldn't-
do another song
I honestly tried.
and talk about Game of Thrones when we come back.
I don't watch it.
Neither do I.
We don't have to talk about that.
This is the one in F.
Yep, F.
Awesome.
We like
Let's
F.
do it
What's the name of the song?
Straight about it, and we'll start here.
Well, my mama said, son, what you trying to do? Can't love one woman and another woman too. Lord, you got to be straight about it. Lord, got to be
slide fell
what
off. My slide fell off my finger.
Yeah, it was wild
Wah, wah, wah.
and dangerous.
I know.
Wild and dangerous. That's
Try
what
this
we
at
like.
home,
Though.
folks. We're trained professionals,
Yeah, don't.
sort of.
I agree.
Always wear your safety goggles.
Well, you know.
You know, before we jump onto another TV series or movie tangent, man, I got to tell you, compliment time. I really dig the feel. I like what you say.
Thank you.
Let's talk about you're welcome. Let's talk about your inspiration a little bit. You know, like, what makes you write songs? You know, do you feel like you're like, oh shit, I got to write a song? Or...
Pretty much. Like, it's just, I sit around, I play all the time, and melodies come pretty easy, and then it's just, lyrics are tough. But yeah, it's just like you're compelled to write. You're compelled to, I think, create. You're compelled to play guitar or whatever. I think you kind of just feel the need to do it, whatever your art form is. I think you're just compelled to do it. That's why you find so many people who have jobs and do other things that play music as well.
So what was the last song you wrote?
The last one oh man, I wrote one. I wrote a few, but the newest one I wrote is this kind of Howlin' Wolfy one.
Love that. Love all the microtones.
There's that.
Got some delta right there, baby.
Yeah. So
And when you're playing that, I'm interested in like your topical content of choice. Like, where does it come from? Do you have to be upset?
no, I don't have to be upset. It kind of at this point. It used to be a little more about like a little more angry, a little bit more directed at what was going on.
So you
Now
saw
it's a little-
Endgame.
so
I'm
now-
just kidding.
Yeah. So now it's a little bit more. Some of it's a little more like fiction. Like I kind of write things that are just made up and stories, and I kind of
What
write
would be an
songs from my point of
example?
view. Like that song we just played, that one, the Straight About It. Those are all just kind of made up verses trying to make a point or a philosophy,
Rad. Awesome.
But yeah, my writing's gotten better because I've stopped caring so much. Because like I used to be very like, oh, I can't write that. That's silly, or I can't write that. That's this or whatever. Everyone's done that. But now I just don't care. Now I just write whatever comes, and I feel like the songwriting has improved.
You know, that's a great idea because the output will be like threefold. You'll have more songs, and you learn probably the most from that. That's a very valuable
And
experience.
it's just practice. I mean, even if the song, you come back 3 days later and you're like, man, this song is awful. What the hell was I thinking? You had the practice of getting a song finished. And
How often does that happen to you?
25-30% of the time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How about you, Jason?
As far as
Going back and being like, this is not at all as good as I thought it was.
that's like not 100%.
Is that why we haven't written a song in a while?
I write them all. No, no, I write about the same aspect of. But I write a lot. I don't care what I write, so it's
Right.
like
Well, I
I'll
always
write a song about wiping my daughter's ass sometime early on when she was a kid. So
Right.
Should hear those lyrics.
yeah, it's keep your.
It's real life, man. That's
He
bluesy than real.
disguises it. He makes it sound like you're taking a shower with a rat.
Yeah. something
Wow,
like
that sounds horrible.
Yeah. Well, if you live in New York, it's pretty common, I would assume.
Oh, maybe.
My buddy Chris was telling me last night how there was an old raccoon cartoon, a Japanese raccoon cartoon, and it made the Japanese culture want to buy or acquire raccoons. And these raccoons have finally started destroying like the ancient temples and stuff. And it's the Japanese have this crazy new opinion. This is new information for me.
Is that Japanese cartoon like Poco something?
Yeah, so he knows what I'm talking about.
Have you seen that?
No.
It's like a Studio Ghibli one. It's very interesting. They have like magical powers and they
Magical raccoon powers?
but they derive them from their scrotums.
No way. That's
And
so,
like it's so weird. It's
Oh
the
my
weirdest.
Lord.
Like there's the Japanese version and then there's the English version, which is kind of more subdued. But I've got the Japanese. It's just
That is fucking
What's it called
driving
again?
me
'Cause I
crazy.
really
it's
wanna watch this now.
Can you turn the sensitivity down on
something
that?
I can't
I'll
remember.
look up Pogo Raccoon. I'll look it up.
It's
I'm sure
just
it'll
a
be fine.
little-
Pogo.
It's a little
That sounds
knob.
insane.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
Turn it
like,
to the left.
There's one part where it's just like there's.
No.
Yeah,
It'll
I'll-
turn
I'm
off
sure
if
I'll
you
experience.
check it.
Oh, the
It's
knob?
interesting.
There's a knob, the sensitivity
But
knob.
I like that Mitsuaki.
There you go. Thank you.
Stuff. It's
Thank you,
that,
Dave.
That
Turn it
animation
off.
is. Awesome.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be on while we're talking.
Bring it down. Just bring it. Yeah.
Thanks, Dave. Thanks so much.
Sensitivity.
SWR Video, ladies and gentlemen. Dave Wright is the reason why this program looks and sounds excellent. I love the guy. Good job over here. I always tell him at the end of our show he's the best part of our show. I mean, after
I'm sure the guests enjoy hearing that. It's a joke.
well,
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
I'm not offended. In fact, you remember that trick that I was telling you about when I cut off circulation with the one
Oh
appendage?
yes,
Blue
yeah.
Wamba.
We
I'm
share
right.
that bit of information with everyone.
I'm ready to display that. So anyhow,
Good night, folks.
but I'm gonna bring it back.
Good night. Have a good night,
Thank
ladies and
you.
gentlemen.
Good night.
See you guys later.
That'll do it.
What amplifier are you using?
This one.
No, the one that you, the one that you play at shows.
A Vox.
A Vox
AC.
AC30.
Yes, I believe it is an AC30.
That's rad, and I think your other guitar player does it too. So you guys are a Vox band, and
No,
that
does he have a Vox?
He plays the Fuchs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, the Fuchs. He has
Yeah,
that Fuchs. I
Fuchs.
remember now.
Vox and the
Wow, really good, virtuous guitar tones in the honeycombs.
Yeah,
Good
well,
for you
know,
guys.
he's really, really good. I just sort of I hold it down. So.
I think there's a little bit of diversity in that set too. I wouldn't say you guys had like a ballad, but some of the progressions were a little different, a little bit more, even more Zeppelin progressive, like the 1 minor 3 4, like more.
There is one that's
Something
a
like-
minor key. There's
I love
we
that
have
one.
yeah we have it's called Loving You.
Ah.
Yeah, that's one of the songs that we do. It has a little that one actually has chord changes. Because the rest of them are 1 chord or 3 chords. That one has a bridge and all
Movements.
kinds of cool stuff. Yeah.
And I think we were
Big
talking
part,
about
big
that
part.
last time he was here, Jason. The fact that he can grind on a big bluesy riff, ladies and gentlemen. This takes balls. And this reminds me of like the concept of being a pocket drummer. Just really. James Brown said, "Don't do anything else, or you're going to get your pay docked." Right? That mentality is what you're doing with these guitar riffs, and that affords you to do like 3 melodies, and your melodies are what's ramping up the riff, in a way, or
Yeah. Well,
that's
George. James Brown did did some 1 chord songs too in the funk. They just ride that groove forever and ever. But a lot of Howlin' Wolf songs are 1 chord. Like we talked about last time, Earl Burnside does a lot of songs on 1 chord.
that's right.
It says that hill country because like everyone's used to the Delta blues, which is like your Muddy Waters and Howlin' Wolf as well. They do a lot more of that standard kind of 12-bar stuff, whereas a lot of that back country hill country blues is more like just 1 chord over and over and over again. They don't, and the melody, like you're saying, you sing the progression the same way where you do an AAB structure of singing, like you do in regular blues, but it's all on 1 chord. So yeah, you're right. The vocal melody changes a bit, and you give a little oomph when it needed.
Yeah, and it seems like the players, the drums, the beat that you're opening the hi-hat a little bit more because he's on this vocal set now.
Oh yeah,
it's
very free form. It's kind of nice, especially between him and Renee, the two of them. They create so much like with you're saying too, the difference in tuning and stuff. You create so much timbre in between the two of them that me and the bassist now are kind of just like left in our own little realm. Like you said, just deep in the pocket, pretty much where we sit. So I could fall off. I can even, like you said, run a good pea soup, run an open hi-hat and let it run, and then just kind of catch back up again, at like 2-3 steps later, and
Very well
catches
spoken.
up.
Yeah, and he knows what he's talking about. Yeah, better than I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Anyway.
How did you guys meet?
Scott opened up for Scott's the man. I really could appreciate Scott since day one because he had a drummer fall through, and I was playing with a band called the Daniel Schreier Trio at the time.
We know Daniel.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's been in our show a bunch of times.
yeah.
Does he live around the corner from
He's
here?
pretty close by. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's over Texas. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've known Daniel forever and whatnot too. So we actually, long story short, we had a klezmer band back in the day that fell through, and then we started doing
Did you say
Daniel's
a klezmer? band?
klezmer, punk, folk, rock, blues.
They're really good. I saw them play
That's more.
I saw them.
Italian.
It's very.
Yeah.
I saw them play at one of the Adams Avenue.
One of the,
Aaron Adams, and he was
one of
phenomenal.
the million
Really
Adams
good.
Avenue thing.
Rad.
But yeah, so Scott shows up, and he's our first act, and we were expecting a full band, and it's just Scott as a solo act, and this is Sycamore Dan at the time, so it's still small, so a single person can really fill the room there, and that's exactly what he did, and I approached him after the show, kind of just asking, where's your band, where's your drummer? He mentioned it fell through.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Pretty much, right? And I'm like,
Who's our
here's
daddy?
my number, I'll see you later, and we kind of met up once in his garage, jammed, felt it out, and then it really just kind of worked into place.
When you guys stayed at each other's night for the first time, did you guys play tummy sticks?
Right? Yeah. Oh, God.
Back to the tummy sticks.
Night worms? Night crawlers?
That's the old band name.
Nightworm.
So anyhow, but no, that's great. That's sounds like a great way to meet. I wish we met like that. Him and I met in Saturday school.
Yeah,
So,
it's been a pretty cool relationship so far, especially because I've always had a deep appreciation for blues. I started playing guitar when I was like 6 or so and switched over to drums because there's so many guitarists around.
Yeah,
so it's nice to play with people who really know their instrument, you know, so that's why I could, especially with this Honeycombs band now, we brought in all these elements. It's kind of like, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
to say the least.
it sounds fun. Honestly, Scott's one of my favorite artists. This type of music is, if I had to choose, I like to play a few things. I like my hard rock, I like my metal, and then this kind of blues. If I had to choose between the three, like I would be probably conspiring with some of my best friends, be like, what gig should I take? If it was my fantasy gig, like, because this is such, I just care about this style of music a lot.
It hits close to home.
It does.
Yeah.
I always tell my students that if you practice blues, it affords you to feel music in general.
That's a good way to put it. Especially, it transfers over into so many different genres too, and I mean, especially chord progressions and anything else. It's very, I don't know.
Well, it's always good to have like blues as a bass because you play like songs by like say Beatles or Zeppelin or something like that. Sometimes they have a lot of chords where if everybody can play Johnny B. Good or something that has like 1, 4, 5, if you start there, you get together with musicians, you can just kind of jump in and play. You don't have to worry about learning chords or whatever.
Right,
It's like, this is 12 bar in D,
Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, this has an F sharp in the 8th measure of whatever.
Apparently they do that in jazz, but 2-5-1 seems to be like
Oh, you should
completely
be our keyboard
ignored.
player.
Like I know my 2-5-1s and my 3-6-2-5-1s, and they sound fun when you just do them.
Yeah.
And if jazz musicians succumb to that, the jazz musicians that I've played with are kind of like, this is such a boring chord progression.
Well, jazz musicians can play anything and just have they can play something wrong, but they have a theory or a scale that makes it right. So it's like they can put anything anywhere and bring it back, and that's an art form I just am way.
It's actually there's a layman's trick to it. If you're in a key, for instance, I can just blast this concept with you real quick. It is Theory Thursday after all.
Yeah.
We're in, watch this, G major. So that would
That's
mean.
like that song from Sound of Music.
Yeah, right? So we got, I'm going to go ahead and just play major 7s. Okay, and then there's my 5 chord. So if here's 1, and here's 4, and here's 1, and here's 5, I maybe can go like, I think, I might run out of juice here. Let's see what I got. Okay, so a 3-6-2-5-1, that would be like this. No, watch this. That sounded weird. I don't think that looped properly.
No, you missed it.
So there's a variety of things that you can do as far as a melody. Let's try G major 7. D or A Dorian. So that was a little boring. I'm already tired.
No, that sounds really nice.
Well, thanks. That was considered a very basic jazz kind of application there. You have your progression of like 2-5-1, right? But then the minors are 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. So you go. And here's what I wanted to mention to you. This key, are you aware that I didn't hit that note and that note right there? Now these notes that are out of key, that's essentially where you're gonna do either a diminished chord or an augmented chord. So if I go, it sounds good because there are a few other notes that are actually in key, and a flat 2 substitution, it's called a flat 2 sub. But anyhow, these nasty places that aren't in key, I have learned that this is where you're gonna put in a diminished chord. You know what I mean? And you use them as passing chords. So if you have
Transition chords.
starting to sound like Wayne Riker a little bit, but on a good day.
I was gonna say kind of Django.
Oh, that's nice. That's very nice, of you, Jason. Anyhow, but that's without even applying any talent and just a little bit of logic. If you're like, hey, you have a scale. See the 2 notes that are out? Put diminished chords there. For me, that I'm like, okay. It's like we're cooking. Check out this herb. That's
Cooking.
you know, as long as you know how to play the shape or the
cooking.
chord, you know, to me that's just divisive. And you could probably apply that creatively in one of your songs, you know, like.
Yeah, I could probably you could probably put a whole bunch of, the songs are so open, they're all just big open block chords, so you could probably throw all kinds of good stuff in there.
You think with all this long hair and this dark lumen T-shirt, I'd want to suck. Suck?
Well, you.
Ah, there it was.
Yeah.
Caught myself.
You can.
Freudian slip.
Well.
It's all right.
Yeah. With.
What does it mean when Freudian slips? Was that a
It means
banana joke?
It means it breaks his hip.
Yeah.
Ah. You know, I do have a sore hip,
And
actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm more connected to Mr. Freudian than
Freudian slip is like a dirty.
Was he like intellectualizing when he got hurt?
Yeah.
He,
Something with your mother.
he probably fell on with his pipe, and he fell, and he came up with some great theorem as he was falling onto the floor.
A theorem?
And then he said, "I've fallen and I can't."
Is a
get up."
theorem a series of theories?
I don't know.
A theorem
I just
is a
wanted
theory.
to sound smart, so I said the word. I don't
You
know.
are
So you want
Scarnus.
to know what a Freudian slip is?
Yes,
It's
I
when
do.
you say something that what you're thinking that you don't want to say. So it's like, oh, I like to, it's like your brain is telling you to say something different, but your mouth,
Oh.
spits it out. It's like
Well, that happens to me every day.
you used it properly. Yeah.
Actually, I think S. Matthias used it properly.
Yeah.
Well, I had it with the theorem. I was 1 for 2.
Oh, yeah.
Theorem's good though. It works.
Was it?
You know,
Okay.
speaking of 3 for 3, how about Rhaegar dying about 7? No, I'm just kidding.
Who?
I don't even know.
No, it's
Didn't that suck?
Dragon Talk.
And then.
Oh, this is okay. I'm totally lost.
Dude, I haven't seen it. I read the books. I was pissed because they stopped writing he stopped writing the books before he even finished the
Yeah, he
series.
kept writing the show.
The show kept going past the book,
Yeah.
and then totally killed my
Yeah,
like waiting.
I'm not qualified to comment
Yeah.
really, but I don't know. I can appreciate that everyone's calling for a rewrite. It's pretty funny.
I enjoy the first season. Well, you'll get it. I'm sure he'll finish the books the way he wants it.
There's so many spin-offs that they're calling for now too.
Oh. Of course they are.
So, yeah.
Books are pretty extensive.
Yeah, I've never seen the program. I'm one of there's like there's a
Is that
support.
Tom
I think there's a support group for people like me who haven't seen Game of Thrones.
That's right. I haven't seen. There's a few things like, I just will wait and not watch it.
Why
Like
not,
it took
right?
me like 5
I was gonna
years.
start singing, but there was thinking of the No Yarling sign, so I didn't want to sing.
You can yarl.
Sounds like a Jarl. My dragon done died, ironically by fire.
Who'll sit on the Iron Throne?
See, I don't watch her. I could have made references to Iron Thrones. I don't know
was
anything
great.
about the show other than dragons.
Yeah.
It's a pretty important show. They're considering it the most important TV show in history. And as far as our culture is concerned,
Aside from Cheers, whatever. No,
Oh,
okay.
man,
I like
that's
Cheers. This is
Read
great.
the room.
Read the room, John.
it's true. It's got such deep lore. I mean, it's up there with Star Wars as far as historical
Are we
content.
talking Game of Thrones or Cheers?
So
Star Wars now.
Ted Danson's hairdos. That was good.
Why are you breaking stuff?
Ted
All
Danson.
day, just breaking things.
You know, Ted Dirty Danson.
Yeah.
Once
That's a great nickname.
slept with Patrick Swayze while Burt Reynolds,
You mean Turd Ferguson?
Turd Ferguson,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Call it. Funny name. Funny name.
Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
They were all watching.
Yeah, I believe it.
I don't know.
Just throw it out there.
Who knows?
Sure.
Well, it's
Break the awkward silence.
So let's try to sell an album or two. Do you have a? That's the good one right there. That kind of reminds me of Mustang Sally, baby. Yeah, Paul Tucky's in the house. He's gonna give you a kiss, just like I did when I was drunk at your last gig. Now, baby.
But why, Daddy? Don't touch his face with your lips.
That was his son T-shirt. He came out. He came out.
It's like a, speaking of Freudian slips, it's actually like multiple personalities that we're
Yeah,
dealing with
that's
here.
just Freudism.
Yeah.
Hey, surprisingly, I hold it down. But at the
all we
same
can ask.
time, it's
It's hard.
You have to convince one of them to
difficult.
stay in the light. Each one has the spot in the light. They go into the light.
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a dance up here.
Yeah.
A little bit,
Each one takes the wheel, steps into the light, controls the.
It's even better when you look Scott in the eyes and scream at him.
I've done that before. We have enough rapport now where you know
Oh,
that
yeah.
I come from the heart, so
Oh, of course.
or I've wouldn't be the first time I've come on a heart before.
He's like got him in the chamber today.
before,
Boom,
yeah, I
boom,
don't know.
boom, boom,
Preloaded.
boom. He's ready to go.
Scott's
Pretty much
paying
gonna
for
be
each
like a
drum fill.
blast
Yeah,
beat in a second.
I told him that before we started. That was a bad move.
Yeah.
Like a limit to 7 or 8
Yeah.
that I've got to fill in, so
That's so good.
you got to
Yeah.
couple more.
Let's seriously try to sell a record. Do we have an EP for sale or an album for sale?
The same album that was from last time. It's Boxcar Road. That's on all your streaming sites and whatnot.
All your favorite platforms.
Which would be like
with,
Spotify and iTunes?
iTunes, yeah, Apple Music.
What else
all
do
that
people
kind of
spend
stuff.
money on?
They sometimes, I think, they spend it on vinyl now. I think vinyl is
Through
is kind of a
Amazon.
thing.
Does Amazon generate a hard copy for you?
No, we didn't do a hard copy on this one. We were thinking about putting one out, but
That's sort of my question, though, is that other platforms will generate one for you.
oh, will they?
Yeah.
I've seen that, and a lot of people are offering the vinyl press too.
Yeah.
At specific quantity too, not having to buy in bulk order anymore.
Well, yep. If you want to buy 10, it's a premium.
You can,
Yeah.
it's
You could buy 3, and oh man, I can only imagine what buying like 3 would be. That would probably be like $300
probably the same
bucks.
as buying 20.
200, yeah.
Yeah, or 200, yeah.
You know, I'm a big fan of trophying our work. You know, whether somebody like you or somebody I don't know can buy the piece of music. More importantly, selfishly and highly coveting our own music in my
Record.
hand. You know, staying late up night. I'm kind of like that guy who likes to ritualize experiences and sort of give myself these attaboys behind the scene. And holding your own record, man, that must feel so good.
Yeah, it does. I've had hard copies
It does.
before. I mean, it does feel good. I've never had a vinyl pressing, but I've
I
had
cannot wait
CDs
until
and stuff.
Fusebox has a record.
I've got 3 vinyl pressings for the stuff we've done. Yeah.
Good for you.
And we'll
That's cool.
get some stuff too.
We are going to I'm putting out at least one thing this year, if not more. So we'll do a hard copy on that one.
Do you
Probably later in the year, probably early fall.
are you the sort to maybe decorate your house with your accomplishments, like in the bathroom, the hallway, like family pictures?
No.
A little bit
not
more humble?
Really. I don't. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Might be a
I mean, to
dartboard.
be honest, this is not like this is not anything bad, but I've never like won anything, so there's not really a whole lot to display. I have some albums and stuff, but.
You were nominated this year at the old.
I've been nominated. We've been nominated a few times, and I've been nominated solo. And I was in a band called the Shoot Guy Dogs. We were nominated a few times, and we got a nomination this last year. But yeah, it's really cool to be nominated. You get to go and see your name on the screen, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, I
pretty cool.
agree. I think that's special.
Yeah, it is.
I
it's special
appreciate
that the
that.
work is appreciated. It's cool.
Well, great, Scott. It's always a pleasure spending time playing guitar with you. I especially like sharing blow-up dolls with you. Next time you can go
Got
first.
better cleaners though.
Yeah.
Yeah, better cleaner this time.
That last one
I'll
popped.
take it. I'll take it to
Is
the
there a
cleaners.
warranty on that?
I think so. We do have a set of bike patches.
I was gonna say I brought my patch kit. It's in my
Yeah.
drum bag somewhere. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that and
Would you like to go say,
Would you like?
No, not with that. No. That voice.
Yes, 1,000 times yes.
That voice, man. That is.
Is it scary?
It's a little. Yeah. I feel like. It reminds me a little bit of like a creepy doll or a creepy kid or
Good.
something.
I
From like,
appreciate
from like a horror movie. or
That's
something.
definitely like, I mean,
through.
with that you would be at the mercy of like getting like hung in a barn or, you know, or
Yeah.
Like if you were to say,
Or-
"Mommy, do you want to play?" and that voice.
Mommy, you want to play?
Yeah, it's just terrifying.
Like do all that minus all the instruments and
Yeah.
still have a camera, and that will really set up a horror.
yeah.
I'm
pretty much.
interested. I like that.
It's either that or, you know,
You should
having
make a
to-
costume, walk around Comic-Con talking like t-shirt.
Oh, like a big, like
You know,
all day,
honestly,
all day
that-
sucker, and I
That could be exhausting because I gotta choke my voice out a certain way, and
a pot toucher.
yeah, it's
Like, come on, I didn't get the hell out of here, kid. I'm
Record it.
busy. I was just smoking a cigarette. Leave me alone.
wow. He was very close. You gotta get through your timber.
no,
That was
good.
good. That was good. Now, Dan.
I can do that one better because I practiced on that Disneyland ride with the wildest ride in the wilderness. See, I can do that.
That's good.
So,
What ride is that?
that's the Thunder Mountain.
Thunder
Big
Mountain.
Thunder Mountain.
It's a good ride.
Speaking
The
of,
train ride.
it is Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
They're opening that new Star Wars park
Yeah.
this weekend.
I think I'll wait a year before I go there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be impossible. Impossible,
Really? Yeah,
dude.
you're right. It's gonna be insane.
It's already insane.
I wonder if-
day passes now a solid like 150. guess?
Oh yeah. If you want, like, we used to do the yearly pass, and I gave that up a long time ago. That is just
Are you
ridiculous.
gonna eventually go to check
I
out the
probably
Millennium Falcon?
will. What I hope is that somebody sends Triumph again, like they did for the Phantom Menace premiere, because that's, if you haven't seen that, look that up. That's hilarious. But yeah, I would like to go
Why is the Phantom Menace premiere hilarious?
because he sent Triumph to it, the dog, the little
The insult dog.
the insult comic. It's hilarious. It's really
Okay,
funny.
okay.
If you can check it out, you can check it out.
Yeah, they're
But,
celebrating 20 years this year for Phantom Menace. We went to that 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did I? Yeah, I remember going to that. Waiting in line and nerds getting mad because people were saving
By the
saving
way,
spots.
did you know AMC is half price on Tuesdays?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, my
I'm a Stubbs reward, whatever the thing that thing is called. Whatever that's called.
Fandango.
Fandango.
I've rewarded
Retango.
a stub or two before.
Clint Fandango.
It was back when I did little
Back when I was
plug.
broke, I needed some cash. What are you gonna do?
Back when I was broke last week.
Tim,
I give it up. I swear.
well, I think it's fair to say we can close this out and do one more big giant
Probably,
jam.
yeah.
I wanted to make sure that S. Mathias and his co-conspirator over here are probably eventually, maybe hopefully selling some records. If you're enjoying this episode and you're liking the music,
We do have a show tomorrow night, actually,
go.
at Proud Mary's in the Ramada off, like, I think it's Curdy Villa. Something like that. Yeah, Curdy Villa. It's and then we're playing June 1st at Arteron Adams and the library
we're doing that too.
Kensington
we-
stage. And you guys are playing.
We're at
We're
the
playing
Roses.
at 2 p.m. At Rosie's, so you and
Yeah.
John come over here and have a
Yeah,
drink
check
with
that
us. What
out.
time do you play?
4.
You guys should
Perfect.
just cruise over and hang out with us.
Yeah, sounds good.
You can help me lift my amp to my car.
And then we have to hit that gig, and then we have another gig across town too.
It's been a while since
Yeah.
we've had double duty.
Double in the same night.
The last
yeah.
time we had double duty, I didn't flush.
Yeah, it happens. That's why you call it double duty. So the second
You
guy
just
flushes.
wanting it now.
No, I need it now. I need it for that one. That one needed it.
You
I
need to
feel.
want it.
Like I said, I'm
That's
paying.
called
I'm paying
the
for shots,
dog
so I get
pile.
it.
Exactly.
Dog pile
Yeah.
or hot pile.
Or also you can get it
Tin
down
pile.
to the poo pile.
Tin pile. A tin pile. Wow, he's holding back on all the snare hits.
It's just
Poo
too
pile.
much.
Did you suppress
You're-
him?
You're perfectly
Did I suppress
serving
him?
them up now.
Or did you?
Oh, I told. Yeah, you didn't see. I was like,
He gave me the sign. Yeah.
No more. I can't
You
afford it
this.
anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
finger to the throat means death.
Turn one too many.
Next week, we have a surprise guest, which is going to be really exciting and really fun. You might recognize him. The week after that is Parker Meridian. This is also
Nathan
the
Hubbard.
first episode where I'm announcing multiple guests week after week. So,
That's good.
did you have fun?
Great time.
Why'd you wink at me?
Because that's just I have a twitch.
Really?
No.
There you go. That's where it goes.
So,
All
gentlemen,
right, we out.
let's go out.
All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel, like, share, and subscribe. Also hit the website theorythursday.com, and also coming soon.
Well, it's already
It's already up and running.
Yep, thank
MR
you to Andrew Croson
Yeah.
and Mr. Dave Wright for getting the production healthy and lovely for Mr. Guitar Lessons. That is my new brand.
Yep.
Mr. Guitar Lessons, as in MikeRuggirello Guitar
Can't
Lessons.
even
You
say his
can
last
say
name.
it.
Mike Ruggio.
Rujo. Right, just go M
Rouge.
M Rugo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
So
you go.
that's,
Amrugo, easy.
yeah.
To make it easier.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I did
It
it.
is a great website, though. Check out that website after you buy his record.
The problem with that is that it's an M. It's like,
Rugo. It's like a dish.
Like Homer Simpson.
It already sounds like a
Rugo.
freaking
Delicious.
like conglomeration of pasta and sausage and.
You know, I would
garlic.
like to ask, the first
Yeah,
25 subscribers get a special discount. So I'm going to sell my shit for the next 5 minutes straight. Go to MrGuitarLessons.com and check out the incredible work. I'm very proud of the site. I had to take a fucking loan to get this thing built. So the other half of my pride and joy is in the ether, baby. Go to MrGuitarLessons.com and check it out.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
And also thanks to SWR Video Productions, Mr. Dave Wright, Cthulhu and Chief, and all of our sponsors. Kevin here. I'll bring this back on Monday.
I'm ashamed. I'm sad to see that go.
I am too. But we'll get.
He
We'll
just
get
got his
another
new
one
endorsement with Iconic.
Nice.
We're gonna get. Well, I'll get the new bass coming when I get the bass.
Well, thanks you guys for having us. We appreciate
Oh,
it.
hey, we
Yeah.
want you
And-
back ASAP. Would you guys like to come back in like maybe 5, 6 weeks?
I'm around.
Yeah, I'll call you. I want this to be regular. These
On
guys
the
are great.
social medias.
Yeah, well,
on the
we're
media. Yeah.
Well, you got my numbers.
we're gonna start broadcasting on
Is that my
MySpace. We're gonna.
MySpace is
MySpace.
good.
I
go back.
actually-
In
Taking it
2006.
I found my old MySpace, my
Did you?
electronica days.
No
Oh, yeah.
way.
No one will ever see that.
Yeah.
Wants to see that.
Send me the
I think
link.
the only thing I had on MySpace was was Fletch, my
Aw.
dog. I had a dog, but I didn't put myself on there. It was like weird. And now look at what has happened to the world.
Everywhere.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, tie that shoe, brother.
Yeah.
I wanna go pee pee and have another beer.
Yeah, we're done. Thanks guys for watching.
done. All right,
Always.
we'll do-
Thank you guys.
All right. Trouble with the Bottle in G.
All right.
Rooster crows on Sunday after long late Saturday night. Bruised, battered, and bloody, must have got myself into another fight. But Johnny, Jack, and Jimmy, Rocket Daniels, me. Well, tell my trouble to the bottle, 'cause trouble's what the bottle brings to me. Well, I should be in Hollywood. Lord knows I should be a movie star. But you know I ain't no good long as there's whiskey on the bar. Oh, Johnny, Jack, and Jimmy. Oh, Walker, Daniels, Bean. Well, tell my trouble to the bottle, 'cause trouble, what the bottle brings to me. my street. And when this world it gets too heavy, well, you know there's